Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Taisha. So today I have a really cool video for you. I'm finally reviewing Sarah Molosky. Sorry, Sarah. Book, I See London, I See France. It is I don't want to call it wonderful, good, thrilling, fun book to read. I bought this book in 2017. I'm not lying to you. I bought it when it came out. It's 2020. It's taking me that long to finish it. And that is not because it's not a good book. It's a really good book. I just read better books. Does that make sense? Okay. So I started this book. I bought this for some trip I was going on. I have no idea. Because I was like, oh, this is fun. I can pack this with me. Word to the wise. Travel tip number 1. Don't ever travel with hardbacks. It's just... don't. It takes up too much space. They're bulky, they're heavy, it's unrealistic. If you're gonna travel with a book, travel with a paperback. Because paperback you can move and bend. You can't manipulate this into anything. So that aside, I traveled with this because I remember sitting on the plane, and there's the beginning of the book where they are sitting on the plane. I thought, this is kind of weird. I'm reading a story about 2 girls sitting on a plane, and I'm sitting on a plane. So anyways, these 2 girls, Leah and Sydney, yes, basically are traveling from the States, and they're taking a whole summer, and they're gonna backpack through Europe. And it's funny because when they're on the plane, they run into Leah's ex-boyfriend who she just broke up with, and excuse me, and that just begins, like, it's kind of, Sydney says in the book that was their sign. That would be either a really great trip or a really horrible trip, because they're going in the same direction and they don't want to. So the book, basically, they start in London and they go through Paris, they go through Greece, they go to Italy, they go to Florence, they go to Amsterdam. And the reason why I really enjoyed this book is, yes, it's taken me 3 years to finally complete it. But every time I put it down, and whenever I would go back to it, 1, I remembered what was going on, and 2, I was still intrigued. So I would literally read it for maybe 30 minutes, a long weekend. I'd keep it, and then I'd close it, put it down, and not go back to it for another 3-4 year. So I finally finished it, and I'm glad I finished it because it's really funny. I laughed a lot. It's cool to hear them describe places that I've been and places that I want to go. And what I really like about it is each time they get somewhere, of course, when you want to find something, you can't find it. Oh, come on, give me a chapter. Whenever a chapter begins, excuse me, I hope you guys can hear me. Everyone in my house is asleep. Even my cat, dead to the world. Even though I think she's up, she's just choosing to ignore me, which most people do. Okay. Yes. I had to land on a place that I can't pronounce. So it says Interlaken, Switzerland. That's how it looks. But what it does is, basically, like, this is in every chapter. It says the basics. Do you like skiing, hiking, and banking? Then Switzerland is for you. Don't worry, there's lots to do if you're lazy ass too, which is funny. So every chapter begins like this, and it's just like a little anecdote, and I liked it, and I enjoyed that. Because 1, I knew where they were at, and 2, it was fun to read. Let's see if I can find another one real quick. Oh yeah, because they'd already went there. Different. So I like that. It's definitely a YA novel. There's not any heavy angst to it. It's a good summer read. I would recommend it. This is one of those books that if I were saying to somebody, what do you want to read over summer? This would be on my summer reading list to recommend to you. Not the hardback edition though. It's softback. Because I don't know if you can actually get on hardback anymore because this came out in 2017. Yeah, it was a good book. There was, I'm trying to think of anything negative about it. It's very kiddish. I don't know, is kiddish a word? Kiddish isn't a word. I'm doing a very bad book review here. Perhaps book reviews is not my avenue. No, don't say that, Taisha. It's definitely YA. It's not like it's not YA 16-year-old. It's YA 22-year-old. That makes sense. But I'm not 22 and I enjoyed it, so that's probably a bad description. I'm butchering this video. That's okay. Just get the book. If it's summer and you want a quick read, I know you're probably thinking, Taisha, took you this long to read. If you want a quick read, then get it. It's really, really good. There's lots, Oh, I know I really like this book. When I was a freshman in college, I wrote an entire essay about the Statue of David. And I remember in my paper, and I still can remember because my professor pointed out to me, I basically used the word schlong to talk about David's penis because I didn't want to put the word penis in the actual paper. And my professor, he said when he read it, he died laughing because never in a million years did he think a college student would use the word schlong in a paper. And they talk about his schlong in the book. And I was like, I just was bawling laughing because I was like, oh my God, yes, someone else talked about David's pecker because he's naked. I mean, and let's be honest, David is what, 16 feet? It's a 16-foot statue. And, it's huge, it's beautiful. And then you get to his pecker and you're just like, is it supposed to be proportional? It doesn't look proportional. Are you sure? Well, go check. Look at his feet. Look at his hands. It's not proportional. Get the book.